Probably already were. Hey, everybody. All right. I hollered we're live. I said we probably already were before I hollered it. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Hope everybody can hear me all right. Somebody give me some thumbs up, 5x5s, 4x4s, 3x3s, or something. Just so we know that you folks can hear us okay. And let's see, let's start at the top. Good evening, Gene. Good evening, Donna. I'm not sure, Donna. I would say you would just go in and cancel the membership and then renew it. That would be my guess. I doubt if they've got a way to change it over. I'd say you just have to cancel it and then renew it. Well, Gene, we pray for you that things work out okay. Hey, Miss Paulette. Donna and Gene's already had a good conversation. Well, Gene, we've got to cast our cares on Jesus. He said, "Cast your cares on me, for I care for you." Bring our burdens to the Lord, buddy. It's okay to just remember that you got to put your trust in Jesus. It's not just praying. In one of the videos I did, I just uploaded a new video yesterday on our other channel, and it's not just about praying, although we need to pray a lot. It's about praising. We need to praise the Lord in our storms, and buddy, He comes in our praise. When we praise Him, the joy of the Lord is our strength, and it brings Him joy and it strengthens us. So remember to praise Him in all things. Give God praise. That's why the Bible teaches us that. Good evening, RSJ. Good evening, Supermom. It's good to see you all. And Nancy, good to see you, Nancy. Nancy's offering you some help there, Gene, on growing stuff in your apartment and things like that. Cat Lady, good evening. Good evening, Robbie. It's good to see you. And Tana, hello, Tana. Oh, you're not running late. You're right on time. Everybody just right on time, buddy. We wanted to talk about prepping this evening more than anything, and kind of bartering. You know, we don't know what can happen. We don't know when it will happen. Let me rephrase that. We know what can happen. We just don't know when it will happen. These things are things that are beyond my control and your control. The people with the money is the ones who maneuver these things in the scheme of the world. They're called elitist, and they make these plans and they make these projections, and they do whatever they have to and spend whatever the money they need to spend to see that these plans and projections come to pass. How about bartering for those thin mints? When did you see my thin mints? Plain prepper. You talking about these? Oh my goodness. I have a bad habit of eating those thin mints. I really like thin mints. One of the real pleasures I sat here and ate 2 or 3 of them today with a cup of hot cocoa. And man, was that good. I'm telling you, that was really good. Cat lady's buffering in the bad weather. I'm sorry about that, cat lady. I'm plugged straight into the backbone of the internet here. Even got my phone plugged into my computer so the software won't lag on it, hopefully. Let's see, what did Nancy say? Nancy, I would contact people and give them like a Facebook name or I wouldn't post it on here. I wouldn't post my email out on a forum like this. Too many trolls out there could get a hold of it, cause you a lot of grief. I see you posted your email, but I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to leave it hid because now if you tell me to show your email, I will, but I don't think that's advisable. Facebook hid it because it has a link in it, and we're going to leave it hid unless maybe somebody else hid it. I don't know. It said the message is held for review. I'm not going to show the message unless you want to. Yeah, mince and hot cocoa is good. Nancy said I'm buffering there too. Goodness. Well, that Gene, it's hid, and I'm not going to show it. If Nancy will send me an email, Nancy, I have my email. Let me save this copy. I have my email in the description box below. And if you'll send me an email to my email address, I'll give you Gene's email. I'll email it back to you. I just don't think, I don't think it's good to post your emails in this forum. It's just too much could go wrong. Too much could go wrong. It's not that I don't trust people, these trolls and stuff. It's just that I don't trust them. Let me pull up my Google Drive here and find my here. I'm put it right on the top of that. Copy. All right. That's got that in there. Okay, I've saved your email, Nancy. Now, if Jim wants to email me, I'll give that to her. I have your permission. Okay. Yeah, Paulette, I know you've been bartering for years and years, but we're talking about bartering for food, not for guns and bullets and ammunition. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, girl. Oh, goodness. Oh, so that was Gene's email. What did I put down? I said it's Nancy's email. It was Gene's email. I'm needing to give to Nancy. I put that backwards. Let me redo that. And I'll do that, Gene. I'll do that for you, Gene. That's not Susan. Is that it? Eslam? Was it Susan? I'm trying to remember. No buffering in Texas. I don't know where Happy. Ah, there she is. Cousin unplugged the internet. Oh my goodness, what kind of crazy is that? I'm just kidding, Happy Mac. Super mom all the time. Yep. Barter all the time. I missed somebody coming in and said hi. John. Hey, John. How you doing? Been bartering with my kids for years. You do your children and everything else I ask, and you get to eat and sleep in my house. I like that, John. That's some good bartering right there, man. Plain Pepper said buffering refreshing didn't work. What state you in, Plain Pepper? Is it pretty cold? I'll tell you something else that's been going on now. If you go to the like the speednet.test and some of these sites where you can actually go look at like Google and Yahoo and Facebook and all these different platforms. If you go in there and check those, you'll find out that here recently there's been some buffering on their ends, that they've been having some down issues and stuff. So it may be something to do with your local internet, that the backbone that's feeding it, but it's just hard to say right now. There's a lot of stuff going on that I just don't have answers for right now. Chickens, dogs, soap, beeswax, and such. I like that, Super Mom. I'm rolling in, not trolling in. Hello, Foggy. Oh, goodness. Don't be trolling in, Foggy. I see them. Hey, but listen, I see all those light bulbs lit up through there. I appreciate you guys that have joined our membership. Thank you all very much. There's Donna and Foggy and Nikita and Paulette. We appreciate you all being members of our channel here. That really helps us out. Yes, I was thinking it was Susan. I was hoping I remembered it right. Sandy would say hi, but she's off through the house taking pictures and stuff like that to get things ready to put on Facebook to sell, and just doing just things in general, other stuff. Paulette's buffering. Well, Paulette, you're not supposed to be buffering. You're in Texas. RSJ said he's not buffering, and he's in Texas. Don't you all use the same internet? Maybe you should barter with him for a little bit for some internet. Oh, goodness. Zombie from Tennessee. We're doing good down there. No buffering. Has anyone started lavender in a pot and not in the starter trays? Good question. Worst cousin ever, said Happy Mac. Worst cousin ever. Hello, Miss Christie. It's good to see you. Snowstorm. Buddy, we missed the snowstorm. We got a little bit of rain. Did you guys get a snowstorm, Happy Mac?
Or a bit of rain.
It rained here all night and all day, seems like. Tana got booted off, but she's back. That's good. Good to see you back. Robbie says there's been network attacks on different companies and internet services in the past week or so. Don't doubt that a bit.
They talked about some stuff.
Don't doubt a bit. Sandy's been reading stuff today about people's services being down, some of the big corporations and stuff like that.
All at the same time.
Huh?
All at the same time.
All at the same time. Yep. I would say we're going to see more and more of that as time goes on. And the thing about it is, Hello, Joey from Pennsylvania. Good to see you. We don't know. We have really no way of knowing where the problem lies at, whether it's foreign or homegrown. We just don't know. As Jay said, he'd barter for some fast internet. Well, you don't want Paulette's. Hers is a buffering, so don't be trying to barter for her internet. Oh, goodness. Hello, Marcus. It's good to see you. Glad you could make it this evening. John said lavender in the pot worked for his kids. John, we try to keep politics out of it. Sometimes it's difficult, but we just try not to go down that road. Because you can't please all the people all the time. You can only please some of them all the time. So that we try to stay away from that. Paulette said here in my part of Texas was 69 degrees. I was in shorts and a t-shirt. Well, then why are you buffering? See, you should be having good internet. It should be having good internet. Won't you brag about being able to run around in a t-shirt and short pants? We're sitting around here cold. No, it really wasn't real bad today. We had sunshine today. Well, we're glad you made it too, Joey. 30 degrees with Cat Lady. 5 inches of snow, not a biggie. But going to be 15 Friday night. Ooh, you'll have to put your long johns on then. It'll probably get cold with it. 12 inches of snow for Christy. Man. I remember 1980, 82, in the spring of 1982 in March, we got a 24-inch snow here. It dumped a load of snow overnight. Golly. It's something else. Didn't lay on long because, it's up in the spring, but man, it was a big snow. They could be, Robbie. They very well could be preparing people for that. I don't really know. We never know when that could happen. So, those of you that have done bartering in the past, what's some of the more popular items or product that you have used to barter with to gain what you need? What are some of the better barter items that you've had and that you try to keep on hand all the time? Is there anything in particular that you try to keep on hand to barter with that you do well? Well, it's your fault I'm even on here tonight, Paulette. Oh, gosh. Come on, guys. We've got 50 people watching and we've got 18 likes. Am I that bad tonight? Hit that thumbs up button. I don't like real super cold weather. I have never liked real cold weather. And I just found out today that Facebook has this setting called off Facebook business or something. that they share all your information with websites that you visit. And you have to go in and turn that off in order not to have all your information shared. I'm talking about everything that they know about you. And it's just crazy. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. I wish that we could get away from Facebook, but right now, I mean, we don't make enough money on here right now with our with our ad revenue to get off of Facebook. So it's just what it is. Christy's not buffering, and she lives out in the sticks, so nobody here should be buffering. Hello, Diana by the beach. 37 degrees overnight in the California, but got up to 53 today. Big storm coming in on Thursday. Well, it got cold right there overnight, Diana. Arkansas was up in the 70s yesterday from Supermom. That would have been beautiful weather. Had sunshine in Tennessee today, but man, oh man, we had heavy rains all day yesterday and last night. Yeah, we did too, Zombie. We got those storms too. Lightning was carrying on here last night and shut our stuff off a couple of times, so we just quit and went to bed. Hello, Ann. It's good to see you. Well, thank you for hitting that thumbs up, and thank you for stopping in, buddy. We welcome you stopping by tomorrow. I don't know what's been going on with it, and I've been seeing other YouTubers as well talk about it, but right now we're having a difficulty with keeping our subscribers. Here about 3 weeks ago, we had 5,077 subscribers, and we were picking up, 100 and some subscribers a week. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. I mean, it stopped dead in the tracks. It just like it ran into a brick wall. It just stopped, and then it started going backwards. And now we're back down to like 4,970 or something like that. I mean, we've lost over 100 subscribers in like a week, or maybe 2 weeks. And the views have fallen really bad too on our videos when we post them. We were getting anywhere from 1,000 up to 4,000 and 5,000, 6,000 regular views when we would post videos, and now that's dropped to where we rarely get 1,000 views, and it's really cut into our advertising revenue. So we have to stay with Facebook till we can do better. I don't know what's going on with this platform that's causing that, but I've seen other channels that deal with prepping and this kind of stuff, and they've said, some of them said the same thing, that they've been losing subscribers and their view count's been going down. So we don't know if we're being hit by algorithm or something, if they're shadow banning us. We just don't know. But we appreciate it when you show up and when you watch our videos and interact with them. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you all very much. I trade 7 jars of salsa for ammo. I like that, cat lady. Um, 68 degrees at the beach for Nancy. Veggies from my garden for help with the yard. I like that, Tina. Rabbits and chickens are great. And a little Supermom. Do you raise rabbits? Is there anybody here who raises rabbits regularly? Because I saw an article just a little bit back about the Depression era, and people raised rabbits a lot in the Depression era because they were quick breeders. They raised a lot of, you could raise a lot of rabbits in a short time. They're very easy to kill, and and the meat is good. So I was wondering if any of you guys actually raise rabbits for meat. Small versions of feed jumped. Small versions of necessary items are good for barter. Have a lot of cans, but can openers are a good. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, Donna. Can openers would be a good bartering item, especially if the electricity went out. If you had a grid down. Services for services. That's always a good thing. Knowledge is always worth something. You know, being able to do something, having the knowledge of how to fix things, repair things. That's always a good thing. Happy Mac says she makes vanilla and pickled onions, but not in the same jar. We would hope not. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Cat Lady. We appreciate that. Thank you, Susan. Thumbs up. Tobacco and medicine. Yeah, Heather, I think that's a good thing. If you have extra medication, we buy a lot of stuff from the dollar store. We've done some videos on here that shown some of our hauls, and we've picked up some medicines, Benadryl, Tylenol. We picked up some of those patches. We picked up, you can get arm braces, leg braces, or, you know, ankle braces and things like that. There's all kinds of medications you can buy at the Dollar Tree. I said the dollar store, it's the Dollar Tree. All kinds of medications you can buy at the Dollar Tree and stock up your first aid section with that. And that would be a lot of really good bartering stuff, I think. I'm with you on that, Heather. And tobacco, people that smoke, there's people that really would struggle, I'm telling you, if they didn't have their cigarettes. So, yeah, tobacco would be a good thing. Pauletta's got tread marks from being thrown onto the bus. Well, you're going to have to quit wearing your t-shirts and shorts, and you're going to start showing your tread marks. Zuckerberg sells your messages to the FBI. Well, right now, they're not, I don't know that they're selling them, but they're definitely handing them out. All the people that were at the Capitol, all the social media accounts have been searched, and anything that shows anybody there has been given over to the FBI. That's another thing you have to remember about your cell phones. They're also using the cell phone tracking devices and using GPS, and they're pinpointing everybody that was there by doing that, even if they didn't go inside and they just out on the sidewalk. They know they were there. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. If you're going to go, I guess if you're going to go incognito, you're going to have to get rid of certain phones, would be my guess. I don't really know if you could fix one where it couldn't be tracked. Tana, I read today too, you said you make yours with vodka and vanilla beans from Madagascar. I read another post today where somebody uses rum to make their vanilla with, and they said it was really good. I understand, Miss P. Kitty. We wish we could get rid of all of it, but if we do, we can't keep up with anybody in today's society. All that's bartered seeds, plants, and tools. Yeah, Robbie, a lot of times they tell people what they're going to do before they even do it, and then the people still don't realize they're doing it. Matches, lighters, and flashlights are good bartering items. I think so. Batteries for the flashlights would be an especially good item. I think any kind of battery, C battery, AA, AAA batteries, any size of that, D batteries. I always have a half-gallon of white rum and vodka. They're the base to tinctures and such. I hear that. JD's late. That's right, JD. I don't think anybody's late here. I'm late sometimes, so don't feel bad. I've not tasted any homemade vanilla extract in, I don't know, I think Mom made some years ago. Homemade. It would have to be much better than what we buy from the stores, though. Tinctures with rum and vodka. 72 and cloudy today in West Central Florida. Hello, Julie. That's some pretty weather, and I'm sure you had plenty of sunshine with it.
Pretty warm here today.
It was pretty warm here today in comparison to what we've been having. Yeah, Appalachian American Homestead. I think that's a good bartering item. Anything to do with canning. Probably, not only just your lids, because we've had a hard time finding lids here too. I found 2 boxes. Sandy and I was at Walmart 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago or something. We found 2 boxes and we bought what they had left. That's all they had on the shelf. And that's the first lids we had seen in months. I mean, literally months. We hadn't seen any anywhere else we'd been. So yeah, stuff like that would be excellent bartering items. Lids, rings, jars, any of that kind of stuff. If you've got a bunch of them, of course, you wouldn't want to give up that kind of stuff if you were kind of limited to them. Supermom, there is a lot of people on Patreon. I've considered doing that because there's a lot of things I'd like to talk about that I can't talk about on this platform. Some of the shorter posts I do through the week that has to deal with the news, I have to be real careful how I handle them and what I say in them. And I'm not a politician, and I don't jump on one side of the line or the other and start chasing after anybody or anything. And to be able to say what I would really like to say, I'd have to be on Patreon or somewhere like that, because otherwise I don't talk about it. Not much, because it's something that get your channel taken down, and I don't want to lose our channel. I enjoy getting on here and talking to you guys, and what little bit of revenue we get from it, we appreciate that. I mean, if it wasn't for YouTube, we wouldn't be making the revenue, and if it wasn't for AdSense, we wouldn't be making that revenue. So I mean, we take advantage of that part of it, using their platform. Every little bit helps. Yeah, I don't care for centering, but it happens just about everywhere. I mean, snow in 11 days. Well, we had John. We had thunder and lightning last night also. Hello, Angie. Well, thank you. Owensboro, Kentucky. We're glad you stopped in. Hello, Red Pill. I missed you when you come in the room. Nancy says she used to raise rabbits. Started about a year ago. I have babies now, says the zombie dumpster. Supermom raises them. The Victorian Edge said they raised them at one time. I'm going to start back soon. We raised rabbits when I was a kid, JD. Rabbits are easy to handle and the manure can be put directly in the garden. Meat is great. Has anybody made clove oil tincture with vodka or whiskey for medical purposes? For some reason, this makes me think of Granny Clampett. I understand, Robbie. Yep. We'll be using crow's gizzards and stuff here in a few minutes to make medicine. Oh, goodness. Red Pill says best feed to meat ratio and easy to butcher. Yep, we've ate several rabbits in my lifetime. Well, that's all right, Twilight Rose. Main thing's you're here. That's the good thing. Thanks for stopping in. Clove oil is good for toothaches. I heard somebody told me that moonshine, said you could take moonshine if it was real high quality, like 120 proof or something, and dip a cotton ball in it and put it in your tooth if you have a toothache, and it would get rid of the toothache. I've heard that. I've never tried it, but I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that a bit. Got you, zombie. Start with 4 to 8 to start out with. Make sure you're going to be able to handle them. Don't buy dollar store can openers. They break fast. We'll get bad name for barter. Thank you, Typo. Italian sausage with rabbit meat. That sounds good enough. Foggy Mountain raises some quail. Now, buddy, I like quail meat. I've got way behind again, haven't I? I sure have. All right, let me get back down through here. Bootleggers back in the day, my grandpa could make wine or brew anything. I wish I had learned. Lots of uses besides getting smashed, but there really is. If you know how to make that stuff, there's all kinds of uses for it for medicinal purposes. You could probably pickle stuff in it if the truth's known. Oh, goodness. Prepper Trucker, no, that's not freedom when you follow the status quo. Well, thank you, Kim. We appreciate that. Thank you for being a part of our channel. From Italy, I always made wine. Wish I'd learned too. Well, there's a lot of stuff I wished I had learned from my grandmother and different people. Hello, Nancy. It's good to see you. Nancy's got a half a gallon of soaking bourbon, vodka, and rum. Now, just don't make it too stout, Nancy. Oh goodness, I'm on Rumble, but you can't delete your account once you make one. I just emailed them today asking to delete my Rumble account. We'll see what happens. Well, now I have a Rumble account also. I don't have much on it. I've got a BitChute account. I just have opened a MeWe account. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. This place here is kind of difficult sometimes, but I guess as long as we. But the problem, see, it's not just sharing political views and stuff like that we don't do on this channel. I mean, I don't get into that stuff. It's this content that we're talking about tonight that gets suppressed, and I don't know why they're suppressing this kind of content. Because we talk about this a lot, and it just so happens that the views go down and the subscriptions go backwards instead of forwards like they should be doing. So I don't know, because this is a popular subject, prepping and bartering and trading and pantry, for your food and that kind of stuff. This is all, to me, very interesting, and I know to a lot of other people it's very interesting. Happy Mac, Sandy would say hello, but she's off through the house somewhere. Avocados, oranges for seasonal fruits, vegetables. I didn't realize as many people bartered as does. I just didn't realize that. There is a super, that's not a chat, that's a super sticker. That's what that is. Thank you, Paulette. I really appreciate that. And that super sticker is a dancing, what is that, Paulette? A green pear? Is that a green pear? Never seen a pear of that color. Best manual can opener Robbie is used as a swing way brand. See, what was the question by Kim? I'm sipping the vanilla if I need a painkiller, said Nancy. I would say so. With all that in it, you could sip it for a painkiller, I'm sure. Oh, goodness. Hot toddy when they were little for bad cops. My mother made hot toddies. Yeah. Nancy says she started with a dozen hens, about 75 babies. That was fun. I had 100 chickens, 4 dozen eggs a day. Wow. Now that's some bartering. Yeah, buddy. Fresh eggs. That'd be a great barter item right there. JD says, I know how to make homemade wine that could be used for pain, what my wife and I used to drink. I hear you. Make a tonic for wintertime out of the elderberries. I've seen people, Happy Mac, it look like they've dipped their head in the moonshine and drank it while they was in there. Oh, goodness, the times I've seen in my past. Let's see. That's probably true, John. They gave us stuff just to get us to go to sleep. Lye soap. Have some made from the Depression era. How about that? Castor oil. Cat Lady, thank you for that super sticker, Cat Lady. I appreciate it. I don't know what that is, sticking that cup of coffee out there or that cup of wine or whatever it is, but we appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Tana doesn't take more than a thimble for her aches and pains. Yep. And Homestead Simples from Kentucky. Good to have you, Homestead Simple. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it. I think so, Prepper Trucker. I think we're being targeted by the social media outlets, and it's kind of causing us problems with that. Twilight Rose, that's an issue right there, I think, for everybody. Unless you've been in an area a long time. Now, there's 2 or 3 people in my area that I know that I would feel comfortable talking with about our preps or bartering. And outside of that, I would be very cautious myself with the other people around here that I know. Simply, you just don't know who you can trust sometimes and who you can't. It's good to make friends. It's good to become friends with people. And a lot of times maybe in the feed stores or in the places where you purchase your gardening supplies and stuff like that, you might be able to come across folks that you can barter with or find things that you need. Now, I ran across, I'm not going to give any names of the places or people, but I stopped in a store back in the fall of the year. I think it was in the fall. And I was looking for something. And I had mentioned that putting that cotton bottle in moonshine and putting it on a toothache. And the lady that was running the store, she knows a lot of people in our county, a lot of people that do business with her. And she whispered to me, she said, "Do you know so-and-so?" And I said, "No, I don't know them." And she said, "Well," she said, "you can get you some toothache medicine there if you need it." Because she trusts me. I've been in there a lot. And she said, "Just let them know we let you know, because you can't just drive up and get it." So, yeah, it helps to be friendly to people, and helps to, to talk to people and interact with them, especially where you're buying stuff. Become friends with them. Share concerns with them and their concerns, and listen to them, and you'll be surprised how far that might get you someday. Fermented fruit scraps in closed container and cool with gallon of alcohol, and then allow warm air to turn it to vinegar. I'd never heard of that. I like that though. Did a lot of bartering in the 70s and 80s. Then the state of California started trying to tax the barterers, so everyone went underground and kept their bartering items and services secret, and still do. But listen, if the government finds out you're doing something, you can guarantee it'll be taxed if they think they can get $1 out of it. That's just how that is. Hotty toddy. Terry Christ said, hotty toddy, cup of hot water, honey, lemon, shot of whiskey or brandy. That was the hot toddy my mother made. Now, she got sick and needed what she called a hot toddy. She kept a bottle of Jim Beam or something. I don't know what it was. But she kept a bottle of something under her counter, and she kept lemon juice, and she kept that kind of stuff at the house. And that's what she made. She made honey and lemon and and whiskey. Made her a hot toddy out of it. But now she stayed sober. She didn't drink it. She just used it for the cold. Oh, goodness. I've missed a whole thread up through here. Well, Joey, there's a lot of things that that you can do to get ready, and there's things you need to do ahead of time. I feel like the Lord's given us a window of opportunity to prep and get ready. Now, Sandy and I hadn't opened our eyes. We began to take note of what was going on and the food shortages and the breakdown in the food chains, and we started prepping, and then we started watching some YouTube videos and stuff, and realized that people had already been prepping for years, and we were way in, on the back end of all that. But we have been prepping. I mean, we had food in our pantry. We could have lasted 2 or 3 weeks if we'd have needed to, probably. But we didn't have near what we needed, as far as if there was like a grid out, or if you're going to be like a month or 2 or even 3 months that you'd have to eat out of your pantry. We didn't have enough food put back to get by for that. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, because I don't know the future. I don't know what God has in store for this nation. Now, I personally feel like that this nation has forsaken God, that our leaders of this nation, that the people who are guiding this nation and making the decisions in the nation's capital, I feel like that these people are pretty much just godless people. Now, there's going to be a handful in there, no doubt, that may be decent, but for the most part, the people who run it all are just pretty much godless people, and they have allowed the things to go on in this country that went on for all these years, and the blood of these children and the blood of the people who have been sacrificed for their evil deeds, I guarantee you, has come up before God. And there comes a point in time, and I can't help but wonder if this is it. There comes a point in time that justice has to be rendered for these things, because God is a just God. And I don't know what's in store for us. I'll just tell you, I do know that his hand is on his people, that he loves his children. And I don't worry about me, but I do have concerns about some of the people around me, some of our families around us, because I just don't, I know some of them are not under the protected hand of God because they're not God's children. And we worry about that kind of thing. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But we want to be ready if something does. So we need to start getting ready. If we're not there, we need to start getting ready in the time allotted us now. But anyway, this is a good place to learn. We have a lot of people in here that know a lot of stuff. So this is a good place for you to learn and to find out a lot of stuff, Joey. If you get in here and ask, you'll find out a lot of stuff. Paulette, why you kick Happy Mac? Are you on here fighting again? Kicking and carrying on? I'm going to have to watch him. Oh my goodness, I've got so far behind. Where's Mike Puckett when you need him? He's one that announces me being behind all the time. Where's he at? Is he on here yet? There he is. Hey, Mike. I just now found you. Oh goodness, I fell way behind again, brother. Oh my goodness. But then you all have learned me how to stay behind. Tana was unsubscribed and had to subscribe again. I would recommend doing that after this video is over. Wait till the video ends, unsubscribe, and then resubscribe to the channel, and it may help you with your notifications. And look to be sure you're subscribed to the channel. If not, you'll want to re-up there. I had naughty relatives that lived over in the swamp. They made special distilled things. Oh, goodness, Happy Mac. Clove is excellent for toothaches. Homestead Simple has some chickens. Well, I still think that fresh eggs would be a great bartering tool. Um, I might be wrong, but people like eggs, and you can fix eggs in many numerous different ways, and they last a long time. If you don't stick them in the refrigerator when you bring them in from the hen house, just put them on the counter and leave them, and they'll last a long time. So Cat Lady says she's got blackberry bushes and apple trees. That's good. John, that's a really good observation. I think it could very well be that a lot of the small country stores will end up being bartering places to barter, just like they did years ago. I was telling in one of our videos a pretty good while back, it was, what was the name of that video? Grandma's food chain, Grandma's supply chain. My grandmother, when my dad was a small boy, they would grow corn, and for the purpose of taking it to town was about a 5-mile trip, and they would catch a ride in a neighbor's buckboard, and they would load up bags of corn. I remember my dad telling about this, and they would take that corn to town and drop it off at the what do they call them? He didn't call it a grocery store. What was it that they had? What was the name of that store they had there on the Little House on the Prairie?
Mercantile.
A mercantile, kind of like that. And they would drop it off there, and while they were in town, the owner would grind it up, and then they would half it with her. She would get ground flour, and he'd keep the other half to sell. So for the corn, they would barter that way to be able to, or to have meal. I mean, not flour, but they would barter that way to have meal through the winter. And Dad said they always had, a lot of corn, and always end up with a lot of meal that way. So, but if people did what they had to do back then, and it may come down to where we have to do the same things again. Who knows what might happen? Mac's won't happy. You stay away from Happy Mac's relatives, Mac. Mac. Oh, goodness. Y'all are something else. Kim said she knew what a hot toddy was by the age of 10 or so, but parents gave me the wrong recipe. Yeah, no doubt. They kept the good stuff for themselves. Wondering if toilet paper would be a bartering item. It could be a good bartering item. The thing about toilet paper is it takes up so much space. You have to have a lot of space for toilet paper if you're going to put it back for bartering. I don't know that I would actually buy it for a bartering item, but if people know you've got it, there's going to be people that would spend a lot of money or trade a lot of food for toilet paper. They just would. So yeah, that would be a good bartering item if you had it. We've got a lot of people in our communities, surrounding communities here, that if toilet paper ran out, they'd just go do like the folks done at the Great Depression. They'd jump off the top of the buildings. They'd never be able to stand to live without it. So I think it'd be a good bartering tool. Yeah, I know, Zombie. Yeah, Big Brother don't like us to figure out ways to get around having to give them all the taxes for it. They don't like us to get by without them. That's why they try to keep us under their control and dependent on them. The kids are not shiners. Christy Smith, super mom. Let's see if I can find super moms, if it was hid or something. Let's see. Scroll back up through here real quick. I've missed half of these. Probably, I don't know. I don't see it. See, there's Cat Lady now. It wasn't above that. That was Cat Lady Preppers super chat. So let's see where we're at here. I don't know what went with the chat. Terry, there is a lot of people in darkness, buddy. I think so, Robbie. I really do. I think that I think we're going to see the judgment hand of God on this nation. I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't pretend to be a prophet or anything like that, because I don't know the answers to it all. But I do know that sin has to be paid for when it's unrepentant. And we have a very unrepentant nation. We've got a nation that's been taught everything but repentance. So, you know, I'm with you, Zombie. I don't see him letting it go on forever either. Let's see here. Blackberry wine. Buddy, you know, Homestead Simple, I had some neighbors that used to make blackberry wine, and they made some really good wine. I mean, it wasn't like to sit around and get drunk on, but now as kids would have if we could have got in it. We would have got, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. When I was growing up as a kid and before I became a follower of Christ, we grew up in a neighborhood. There was a bunch of us there that were young boys that, you know, 12, 13, 14-year-old. And we, you know, we had evenings to run free and roam. But if we could find something to get into, we would get into it. I mean, it's just that simple. If there was things to get into, we got into it. If there was, if one of the boys could sneak a beer or two out of his daddy's cellar, he done it. Or if somebody found a bottle of wine, we all shared it. I mean, it just like a horde of thieves. I mean, we didn't, you know, thieve from each other, but from our parents. You know, if we found something like that we could get, we would. I mean, it was just that simple. I would have never dreamed of going to my neighbor's house and getting anything, or they wouldn't have come to ours and got it. But now we would share our parents' stuff with each other sometimes if they had something, you know, a cigarette or a bottle of beer. Now, my parents didn't drink, so I had to provide the cigarettes when I could find them. We had a couple of boys in the neighborhood that their parents drank, and one of them was a pretty heavy drinker. So he was able to sneak out a bottle of beer every now and then. We're just young, stupid kids, you know. That's all we were, just young, stupid kids. But one of our neighbors up the road, he made blackberry wine. And man, it was, and I'm not saying that because we drank it to get drunk or anything, but it was a really good tasting wine. He done real good. I don't know what his recipe was, never asked him. All we cared to was that he made the wine. He always made some mighty fine wine. He was like Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Vinegar and baking soda as soap or shampoo. I've tried it. It will work in an emergency and is actually better as body soap, in my opinion. How about that? Vinegar and baking soda. That sounds reasonable. Coffee would be a good bartering item, I think. corn from the corn crib and trade it to her sister-in-law for some butter. There you go. You know, people that's got animals that they need corn for. If you grow corn, and you know, if you've got room to grow field corn, you can barter field corn for stuff to people that have, you know, pigs and hogs and whatever they have that eats corn. You could most certainly barter that. United States of America Office of Price Administration ration coupon for 20 points processed foods. Well, now, I don't know if that's coming or not, Louis, but now they rationed food in the Depression. You know, people, and during the World Wars, they rationed food. So, it's possible. L. Sankey, when people start having to go underground, and when people have to start trading and bartering to live, just to survive, they'll make a way. They'll figure out a way to communicate with each other. And it'll go down the line, and that communication may change monthly, how they do that, just to keep people from finding out that might want to cause problems with it. But the people that are loyal to that community, they'll be able to find stuff. Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's a good question. I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah, that's a good question. Well, Donna, I think you've got a point there too on the female stuff. I think that would make a very good bartering item for the ladies. Coffee filters, yep. Yeah, I'm way behind. I stay behind. Oh my goodness. I try to read most of the posts. I hate to just skip by them, and I try to read most of them. Because when I do that, I miss when people comes in, and then I'll see a post like this one here. It says we use hickory leaves. Supermom said that, and I don't know who she was replying to because my feed jumped. Unless I back up and read them all, and I won't know what she's talking about. See, so fix a cup. Well, it's never too late for a cup of coffee. Coffee's good anytime, cat lady. When you sell at swap meets here in Orange County, you have to exit through an exit station and pay sales tax on what you sold. Doubt many hand over the full 8%. Well, the government shouldn't even be taxing swap meets. That's, you know, that's just nothing but greed. Nothing but pure raw greed. Don't you just love it, John, when your children turn into you? They said you was a hoarder, and now they're doing the same things. Yeah. I heard they're locking down people again after Friday. You know, we've been seeing a lot of stuff. We've been hearing a lot of stuff about them actually opening the country back up and letting the restaurants go back open at 25% and stuff like that. We heard that Michigan governor talking about that yesterday. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's just you can't keep up with these politicians. Smart Grove City. You thought the title said bartending. Well, with the conversation going the way it is this evening, the title could have very well been bartending. We've had some of these folks on here this evening that been given some really good examples and recipes and things like that. You guys need to post some of this in. I'm telling you, these cough syrup recipes, these vanilla recipes, this kind of stuff is invaluable. If you would please post that out in the regular comments with a recipe or send it to my email so I can post it on the website so people can go print that stuff off. That stuff's invaluable. Knowledge is invaluable in times like, where you have to barter for stuff and make your own foods. Gosh, this stuff is, just because you know how to make it don't mean all the rest of us do. Because there's a lot of us in this community here that don't know how to make a lot of stuff. So if you've got recipes for that stuff, send it to our email. It's in the description box below. We'll be glad to post it. Any of that stuff, whether it's for vinegar or hot toddies or just anything. L. Sankley, female items I hoard for injuries. They make great bandages. Well, sure they would. I'm sure they would. That's a great idea. Hello, Deneen. It's good to see you. Yeah, coffee. Coffee does that to some people. I can drink coffee and lay down and go to sleep. It really never did bother me much. A food forest. I've heard that term, but I'm not familiar with a food forest. Somebody help me out on that. Cat Lady said, I hope that I'm wrong, but that's what I heard, and they are paying people $1,400 to get the stab. Well, I'll lose my $1,400, I guess. Just never know what. California is open, all state mandates lifted, but counties can mandate whatever. I don't know if. Good night, Kim. It's good to see you this evening. We've talked about that before, about mandates. Mandates are not laws, and only legislators can pass laws. If a person tells you that something's a mandate of the governor, that's all it is. It's a mandate. It's not a law. And to my understanding, if it's forced to the courts, then they would lose. I know our governor's lost several cases right here over mandates and things he's trying to do and force the people to do here. He's done some really bad things here in our state of Kentucky. Our governor's really, really pretty bad. What kind of challenge you got going on there, Miss Paulette? You got everybody curious now. Yeah, Linda, I think people need to have their seeds ahead of time. They need to be getting them now. If they don't, they may run out of seeds. Now, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if seed companies run out. I'm right with you, Robbie. It may come down to you have to get the thing to get medical treatment. So that's why home remedies are so important. So you don't have to get the jab. If you show up at the hospital with something, with an ache or a pain or an injury, they may tell you that they can't treat you without giving you the jab. So then what are you going to do? See? And you want to do a super sticker for $2, I'll match it up to $20. Boy, Paulette's getting all rambunctious, aren't you, Paulette? Wow. What a generous offer, Miss Paulette. Paulette said they start at 3. Okay. Walmart by Robbie finally has seeds. Boy, that's good. Grab you up a bunch of them. We did a video on hybrid and heirloom seeds today and posted it, so you might want to watch that. It's not real long. It's only about 6 or 7 minutes long, I think. Seeds on tea and selected. Paulette's a pushing you guys. Ooh, there's Mike Paulette. He took your challenge. Linda took your challenge. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you all. Going to plant some colored dandelions. Well, you know, a lot of people use dandelions in food and in a lot of different things. Teas and everything else. Cat Lady's pushed the button at $4. Thank you, Cat Lady. There's Paulette at 4. Thank you, Paulette. I really appreciate that. Sandy and I appreciate you guys. What happens to seeds if I buy them and don't plant them? Well, if they're heirloom seeds and you keep them, you store them correctly, store them in a dry, dark place, they should keep for a few years. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. I always have fishing line. Buddy's fishing line is wonderful for sewing a lot of stuff. You can sew, heavy duty clothing with fishing line. You can sew, probably sew leather with fishing line. So yeah, that's a great idea, Terry. Thank you. Paulette, thank you again, Paulette. $4 and a cup of coffee. Buddy, you guys are going to fill me up on coffee, aren't you? That's what that is, a cup of coffee. What about that? I just now realized that. The Fanny Farmer Cookbook. We've had that. Fanny Farmer. We've sold several Fanny Farmer cookbooks on our Facebook page. If I'd known that, we'd have kept one of them, wouldn't we? Last for years. Thank you, Mike. Seeds will last for years. Paulette's $5. Ha ha. Happy Mac $3 with a smiley cat. That's a funny looking cat, Happy. A cutie. Keep it up, said Christy. Well, thank you, Christy. We appreciate that. Food forest starts with fruit and nut trees and berry bushes and all kinds of beneficial edible perennials, making it not obvious every level is food and medicine. Well, how about that? I didn't know that. I was reading yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday, might have been the day before. I was reading about how people use their hostas when they first start coming up, and they eat the hosta sprouts and how they make them. And Foggy Mountain Man, thank you, Foggy Mountain. I appreciate that, sir. My Menards had corn. Good.
Is this something?
Cat Lady said, let's keep Paulette going. Paulette's at $3, and now she's back at $2, and Christy's at $2.99. Paulette gave them a challenge. She said she'd match anything any of them put up to $20. So, she'll bless her heart. They're going to break you this evening, Paulette. I don't know how to say thank you. That's so very kind.
Said another one for $5.
Huh? Yeah, she did 2, and then Christy Smith did 3, and now Paulette's done another one for $5. They're just hammering each other. Diana by the Beach said, I belong to Seed Savers Exchange on Facebook. They have an heirloom seed event coming up. Okay, guys, take note of that. If you have a Facebook page, you'll want to take that name down. It's called Seed Savers Exchange on Facebook. They have an event coming up. If you're needing seeds, you need to want to exchange seeds for other seeds. You'll want to go over and check that out. Poke salad. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's see here. Fern's going to pick the fiddlehead and eat it. Paulette.
You already get your stimulus check, Paulette.
Paulette's stimulus check just came. Yes, God is King. He is wonderful.
Is this something? Is this something new? Is it a super chat or what?
Are those super chats, Paulette? Is that what that is?
Okay.
Or are they super stickers? I've not seen those super chats like that before. Those must be new. Never had fiddleheads. I've not either. Don't have fiddleheads in Florida, but had them in Maine. All that stimulus has been gone a long time. Oh, goodness. Super stickers. Well, they're neat as they can be. They're stickers. All right. Paulette's retirement. Oh, my goodness. Daylilies are yummy. Foggy Mountain in at $5. Thank you, Foggy Mountain Man.
Paulette had sent 2 right before his.
We really appreciate that. I saw those. Paulette sent one at 5 and one at 2 just before Foggy Mountain put his up there. She is getting deeper into her retirement. Thank you, Christy. We appreciate that. $2.99. Canned fiddleheads. I have never heard of fiddleheads, or especially canned fiddleheads. What do they taste like, guys? Yeah. Linda asked that too. What do fiddleheads taste like? El Sankey, I was reading one of the Firefox books this morning. I downloaded one, Firefox, the first one, on a PDF that I've got on my computer now, and I've actually reading on it this morning. Thank you, Paulette. Fiddlehead remind me of asparagus, but not exactly the same. Planting the weed in your lawn is delicious, but you have to be quick and beat out the woodchucks. I hear you. So now the fiddlehead is the small fern's called a fiddlehead because of the way it curls, I'm sure. I had never heard them called that or didn't know what they were, but I would understand why they would be called that, because when a young fern comes up, the top of it is in a curl, just like a fiddlehead is. You can order them from the Foxfire website. I didn't know that. They taste. Everybody's saying they taste like asparagus. Okay. Hello, exclusive venue. It's good to see you. We used to have a lot of fern around here, but I don't know if we still do or not. Every man in Maine has a fiddlehead spot that they take to their grave. I moved south and told my brother my spot. Give up your spot, huh? Guys, thank you all. Paulette, thank you. That wasn't necessary, but it was very kind of you. And thank you, Cat Lady. We love you guys too. I really do. And Sandy does too. You guys are what make the channel. I mean, it just is. With or without super chats or super anything, you guys make the channel. Horseradish clears you up when you have a clogged nose. Only the ostrich fern is an edible fiddlehead, has brown paper-like wrapping on them. Happy Mac said he cried watching an episode of the Waltons last night. I don't need horseradish. Your sinuses are already cleared out, Mac. Oh, gosh. Oh, thank you, Supermom. I appreciate that. Now listen, all of us men can say what we want to, but I guarantee you that there's been movies or shows that we've watched that's brought a tear to our eye. Mike's going to make the challenge on the next chat. Thank you, Mike. Well, Zombie, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We love you guys too. From raw to fried. John, are you talking about the fiddleheads? You eat them raw? Nancy Candle. Wow. I've seen a lot of shows that brings tears to mine. Yeah, I do too sometimes. Ah, happy. Thank you, Happy Mac. The bus is coming. Who's going to get it? You're going to throw them under the bus, ain't you, Happy Mac? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Terry. You have a good night. Rest well, my friend. John says, yes, sir, raw and salads. How about that? Are they real good, John? I mean, are they do they taste like, maybe like in a salad raw, do they still taste like asparagus, or are they going to have a different taste when they're raw? They're the bus that goes round and round and round and round. Oh, Happy's feeling a little evil. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Deneen. I appreciate that super chat. Paulette's bank's about broke. The kids will be like, Mom, what happened to our all of our money we had put back? What happened to it? Well, children, I logged on to YouTube. Oh, goodness. Fiddleheads are yummy. Now, somebody up here said only certain ferns were good for that. Who said that? Said only certain ferns were good to eat. Is there a specific fern for that you guys? I read that somewhere up there, and now I've lost it. Yes, Paulette, kicking butt. Kind of like Dolly Parton said in that movie. She said she was busier than a woman leg a man in a butt kicking contest. They've kept you busy. Oh my goodness. Mike, I don't know if you saw her post or not, but El Sankey said, can you show her I guess it's her or him, El Sankey, Foxfire website address. How is it listed? Good night, Susan. Thanks for stopping in. Nancy said me. Okay. Ostrich fern. I'll have to look that up. Let me write that down. I'm sure you could get seeds for that. Do you have to have a cool, damp area for that to grow? Cold, dark area, damp for the ostrich fern? Sweet Creek, that's super clean. I bet you could find some watercress. Probably. Well, Super Mom, it would, golly, a challenge like that. Mike said he's up for it. Well, I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm not going to tell you that it's something you have to do, though. I don't charge for the information here or the fellowship, man. I just enjoy you. Christy says, "Good. God bless everyone. Good night. I'm heading to the bus." Happy Mac, I won't know if you throw me under it, though. See everyone next time. Oh, gosh. Good night, Christy. Thank you for stopping by, and thanks for the super chats. Oh, goodness. Robbie, thank you, Robbie, for that super chat. That's wonderful of you. Thank you very much. Sandy soil along the riverbanks or in rich soil in hardwood forest. Now, my cousin, right beside their house, they had tons and tons of fern. And years ago, when I was a small child, ferns grew beside my mom and dad's, our place where we lived, right up against the side of our house. But now we live kind of back in a cul-de-sac, and we had a lot of shade. Didn't have a whole lot of sun in the winters, especially, and there was a whole lot of shade around our house. Prep shopping. Well, Sandy will use that prepping, I'm sure. I'm confident it'll be used well. I'm caught up, Mike. Finally, listen, I haven't been caught up in I don't know when. 5 Virgins Prepper said I have rabbits. You know, there was some other stuff that I read about that, and I can't remember what else it was. I just remembered that during the Depression, these people that was talking about it had said that these folks had raised rabbits for to feed their family, and it was one of the easier and less expensive meats to raise at that time. Let it shoot there, cat lady. Foggy Mountain Man, shout out to Paulette. Thank you, Paulette, for that challenge. That was a most generous thing. We appreciate that. Lewis hatching quail. Yeah. Been run down with family and everything I need. Prayers big time. Well, cat lady, you've got them. We pray for your father and ask for the healing of the Lord God Almighty, that the Spirit of God would move on him and bring healing to his body. We pray that in the name of Jesus Christ, buddy. We do. Well, God bless you, Zombie. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next trip. Well, you know, Happy, me and Sandy just talked about a lot of this stuff, and we talked about raising chickens and stuff. And I said, well, you know, you raise your chickens till they stop laying eggs, and then you steal them. And she said, oh no, I could never do that. You know, I could. And I said, well, if you get hungry enough, you can. So, you know, it's just, we do what we can, and we do what the best we can. And I'm with you. There are certain things that I don't like to do, but I liked your comment there, Happy, that we just don't know. We just don't know, buddy, under different circumstances. Well, there went my feet again. Went crazy. Let's see, where am I at? Good night, Miss P. Kitty 13. You have a good evening and rest well. Thank you for stopping by. 5 Virgin Prepper. I'll have 400 pounds in the freezer in another 6 months. Wow, that's amazing. Vitra Feelings movies. Phenomenon 96. Powder and Forrest Gump. Well, that's kind of the way Sandy would be. Happy Max should make a pet of them. Yeah. Mike said, I'm getting chickens, going to get a pig, and maybe goats. My wife's allergic to rabbits. Well, I hate that, mister. Well, thank you, Super Mom. But that's what we are here on this channel. We're just down to earth and easygoing people, as far as I know, for the most part. Oh goodness. Right now, Sandy and I are prepping to try to get a solid 6 months to a year in supplies. We're wanting to get enough stuff put back for our pantry, things like especially the the flours and meals and sugars and salts, the wheats, the pastas, canned meats, canned fruits and vegetables. We're wanting to have at least 6 minimal, and I think we're probably there for 6 months. We've got to do another inventory to be sure, but I want to have at least a year of that kind of stuff put back. We've got powdered milk put back. We've got some things like that put back. But we've got to get stuff put back, and I think that's something that we all need to start looking at, is we need to have enough stuff to try to gather up enough stuff in the summers and fall to get us through the winters for the things that we can't make or grow ourselves. And like I said earlier, we have made our garden twice the size this year, at least twice, if not bigger, than we've ever made it. We plowed up basically all the area we had that we could plow this year. And we're going to grow that. But I need your prayers. I'll tell you right now, I need your prayers. I have still got this pinched nerve in my hip, and under the circumstances right now, there's no way I could work a garden. So I need your prayers. I need to be in that garden when it's time to start working it. So you guys keep me in your prayers, lift me up before the Lord, because Sandy and I are basically it. We're we'll have to do it by ourselves, and she needs me to help her. So keep me in your prayers with that. And keep her in your prayers because she has put up with me. Oh, gosh. Let's see, where was I at here? And good night, Delene. I don't know if I said that, but I think I did. Somebody had asked us, Vitra, I think, had asked us what we was prepping for. Maybe, who was it? I've lost my place. Buddy Happy Mac, ain't that the truth? When you've got stuff in your pantry and things come up, no matter what the emergency is, it's just wonderful to have it there. Sickness, job loss, all kinds of things can happen. We never know what might happen to us. Yeah, that was a good movie, Mike. I've shed a few tears over the Red Fern Groves. Well, buddy, growing a garden will help you learn stuff, Chrissy. It'll help us all. Happy, it's on my left side. It's a pinched nerve in the lower part of my back, and it runs down my left leg. I did that back in about 2013, I think it was. Had some bulging disc and some disc damage on the sides of my spine and in my neck. Got a bulging disc there, and it's just, buddy, the Lord has been good to me though. That's when I got completely down in 2013 and wasn't able to do anything. Yes, it's sciatica. I wasn't able to get out of the house and go anywhere and do hardly anything at all. Well, five virgin preppers, that is wonderful, and we don't take that as bragging. We are glad to hear that. That encourages people to, that just encourages others to reach out further and work harder. Bacon, sausage, and ham. I like meat. Yeah. Well, John, I don't know what happened either. Paulette, could you send me a message on Messenger after a while on those that you just, I missed all those, if you don't care. And Sandy's through the kitchen doing some stuff, or she'd say hi to everybody. Hello, Ronnie. Boy, I bet that was bad, Mike. I hate that for you. Back of your mind, you're scared to death how things will have to be when you have to use them. Chrissy, I've studied about that. And, I think that's something that we need to deal with, all of us, that, we talk about this stuff on here and we put back foods and we do all this stuff. But I think a lot of folks in the back of their mind, they're thinking that we'll probably never need this. And this is just something that I'm doing to make me feel better. And it'll be there just in case I was to need it and things like that. But after this last spring, that's one of the things that Sandy and I have talked about. What would we do? What would we do if tomorrow, if the grid went down, or if we were cut off from buying anything or doing any kind of business with people if we didn't take the jab? What would we do? Well, if the internet was still up, we'd have to order everything online because I'm not going to take the jab. And if it wasn't online, then we would have to start finding our farmers around here, getting in touch with them. We've got enough food to get us through to gardening time. And then we would just have to start doing things in the spring and summer to make do to get by. It would not be easy. Now, I'm telling you right now, it would not be easy, but it would be doable. So you need to think of things that you might have to do, or things you might have to change, or how your lifestyle would have to change. And for some of us, it would change drastically. For some of us, it might not. But it's a very real possibility. It's a very real possibility that these things could happen. But don't let it bring fear upon you. Do your part. And if you're a follower of Christ, God will do his part. He'll see you through this thing. If you're not a follower of Christ, still do your part. Still get in there and work and put this stuff back and get ready. I want everybody to be ready if something happens. Whether you're a follower of Christ or not, I still want you to be ready when things go wrong and things go bad. But that's what this group's about, is we talk to each other about this stuff, and we're very down to earth about it. We're very straightforward and very honest about it. It won't be easy. None of this stuff would be easy if things like that happened. No, there'd be a lot of us have to go on diets. There'd be a lot of us have to learn to fast, do water fasts, and or liquid fast and things like that to get by. Learn how to supplement during the fast so you don't get sick, and just all kinds of stuff, buddy, to get by and preserve food and make it last longer. If you had a grid out, then you're going to lose your refrigerator and your freezer unless you've got a generator sitting there. And if the grid's down, when you use up all the gas you've got, you're not going to be able to get more. So you're going to have to can up everything you've got in your freezer to keep it from running, or you're going to have to freeze dry it, or you're going to have to do something with it, in order to preserve that food. It would be a tasking job for a lot of us. Yeah. Chrissy, that's a real question, and I'm glad you asked it. It's something that should make us ponder and think on these things and what's around us. Hello, Ladybird Springer Kennels and Homestead. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Take cooler showers and ice it. They have been breaking lately, Happy Mac. Yep. Thank you, Zombie. That's something to consider. The Epsom salts keeps inflation down and in return relieves nerves. Search Bob and Brad sciatica pain on YouTube or whatever issue is. They're the best physical therapists. Helped me so much. Well, thank you, Diana by the beach. Let me write that down, the name to search. Bob and Brad sciatica. All righty. Credit card and payment still declined. Robbie, no, we don't have the option for a chiropractor. I wish we did, but we just don't have that option. No, Chrissy, I couldn't watch anybody starve before I gave them some of my food. That's true, love. People need electrolytes. Patches help with back pain. From Timmy, he is my disabled son. Well, hello to Timmy. Tell him we appreciate him giving us a shout out there. That's a good idea, Ronnie. We try to pick up that stuff fairly regularly. We don't get it every time we go, but we try to add a little extra stuff like that along, because I really do think that'd be good bartering things. Of course, and it could be stuff that you might just need to give to somebody to help them at some point. You don't know. When we talk about bartering for stuff, I'm not saying that you have to trade everything that you do. But when people have stuff that they have extra, and you can use that stuff or need that stuff, then by all means barter for it if you can. But when you find people who are without, and they don't have the means to barter or the means to swap and trade, and they're in need, and you have extra, by all means give it to them. Don't do the bartering thing then. Just give it to them and help them out. Be the neighbor. Be the good neighbor. Yeah. So let me say again, hello, Timmy. You keep smiling, young man. The Lord loves you. Yes, you keep smiling. You're welcome, Mama Cat. Fast with broths instead of solid foods. That would be good, Robbie. A broth fast. Any kind of fast like that you get off of solid foods is going to be good for you. It's going to kind of reset your digestive system, I think. Well, Happy Mac, I think that's amazing to have buckets of food like that put back for people. They really help me. I'm going to check that. I want to check that video out, Diana, by the beach. Thank you for that information. There you go, Mike. But I hear so many people saying that warms my heart. I tell you, when folks think of their neighbors and think of other people besides just themselves, but that blesses the Lord too. I was talking earlier about the joy of the Lord is our strength. Well, things like that brings joy to the Lord. I'm just telling you, it just does. Good night, John. Buddy, we really appreciate you stopping by. We'll be back live again probably Thursday evening, so stop back in and see us again. Yeah, happy they will. And sadly, but we have to watch over a lot of these folks because they don't see it. They don't think these things can happen. And they just can, Well, guys, I'll tell you what, we've got some other people heading off, and I think I'm going to head off too and get some more things done here this evening, maybe try to get a video ready for tomorrow. But I appreciate you all. Sandy and I love you guys very much, and we pray for you, and we want you to continue to pray for us, that the Lord watch over and care for all of us, and that each of us have time to get prepared and be prepared for whatever may come. Now, like I said, we don't know what God's plan is. We don't know what his plan in the earth is, because well, we don't have his wisdom. The Lord has given us understanding of certain things, and he's opened up his wisdom to us in the means of salvation and the mystery that was hid from the foundation of the world, the gospel of Jesus and those things. But we still don't have his wisdom, and we don't know what his plans are or how they're going to work out. But he will give us opportunity to be ready for that. So let's just do our part, and let's be the neighbor that he expects us to be, and let's love one another the way he wants us to love one another. And but let's just love the Lord. And thank you, Nancy. I so appreciate that super chat. That's very kind of you. So good night, everybody. We love you guys, and we'll probably see you Thursday evening. So good night, everyone.